Hey everyone, my name is Nicholas Hill. I'm the Director of Enablement at Crunchbase, and I'm excited to show you how you can build a target account list using the Crunchbase platform. Now, for the purposes of this demo, let's say that I'm a go-to-market leader, RevOps, or marketing leader in the social media SaaS space. So maybe a company like Sprinkler or Khoros or Sprout Social, for example. And my job, my task, is to build a target list of accounts that my AEs can reach out to that are highly qualified to purchase my social media software. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a search for all of the accounts that I think would be likely to buy social media SaaS. So let's say, let's go into Crunchbase, and on our homepage, we have what's called Crunchbase Scout. This is our AI search builder. And what I'm going to do is say, show me all SaaS companies that are headquartered in the United States. So this is kind of my target industry, my target region, and Scout's going to look through Crunchbase's millions of companies, our proprietary data set, and it's going to generate a list. And not only will it give you a list of these companies, it will also build an AI search for you that you can then filter down even further. And that's what I really want to show you today. So here you'll notice it immediately found SaaS companies headquartered in the US. There are over 999 results. So let's click on this. And we see that there are 18,068 results. Now, that's a little too many. That's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? I don't want Crunchbase to just show me every possible company I could reach out to. I want to use Crunchbase to vet and prioritize these companies. So let's talk about how we can narrow this list down a little bit further. First, let's get rid of any company that is unlikely to have budget for my product. So I'm going to say I only want to see companies with at least $1 million in annual revenue. So immediately I've narrowed it down to 9,000 results. Second, let's take a look and say I only want to see companies that are predicted, very likely, or likely to grow. And here I've now narrowed it down to 4,500 results. And then finally, let's take a look at the last funding date. So I'm going to go into my financials again. And let's say I want to see companies that have raised funding within the last year. And that allows me to at least understand that this company has recently received some cash to spend on potentially a service like my own. Now, within just a few clicks, I've been able to narrow down my list to 325 highly qualified results that I'm able to now comb through and do some research on. The first thing that I want to do for this research is to add some additional information, and I can do that by editing my table view. Now, there are a lot of different filters that we can add. Some of the ones that I tend to add are the website, so that I can go peruse their website as I'm researching their account, a full description so that I can see what they do. And then if I go down to funding, I always like to see the last funding amount and the last funding type. Now, there are hundreds of different data points that I could add, but for the sake of the demo, we'll just add a couple of those. And you'll notice that it's immediately enriched my data set here. The other thing, though, is you'll notice this CB rank. This is basically how Crunchbase has ranked these organizations based on popularity, growth signals, funding signals, etc. It's basically our way of prioritizing accounts so that you don't have to. So here I could go in and I could say, I want to see these sorted, which it looks like it's already done for me, by lowest rank to highest. So I can see like OpenAI is obviously very low on the list. And then I can see that these organizations are prioritized in a certain way. You don't have to use Crunchbase rank. You can sort on any of the hundreds of data fields that we have, but that's one way to do it. Now, the next thing that I want to do once I have my target list of organizations is I want to go ahead and save this search. And the way that I can do that is by clicking Save Search. I'll say Nick's interested, or I'll just say Nick's target accounts. And what Crunchbase allows me to do is set up a daily email alert or weekly that lets me know anytime something interesting, major event happens within one of these accounts, anytime they raise funding, or anytime a new account that fits this criteria is added to the list. And as an account executive, that one is crucial because it allows me competitive advantage. So I can go in and say, well, I'll be the first to know about any new companies that fit my criteria, and I can reach out to them right away to sell my solution. So I'll go ahead and save this search. And then the last thing that I can do is I can easily push these companies to my CRM. So now that I've built this target list of accounts, I can push the accounts to Salesforce so that my AEs can begin working them in our source of truth. So we've just tipped the ice. We've just shown you the tip of the iceberg on, how we can use Crunchbase to build these target account lists. I would encourage you to check out Crunchbase for yourself, understand some of the different overviews. We didn't go through things like description keywords. I could have looked up keywords about these companies to target lists, for example. And of course, there's also the Crunchbase API and our Salesforce enrichment package so that you can enrich all of the accounts already in your Salesforce as an additional option. As always, I encourage you to speak to a member of our sales staff about how Crunchbase can fit your needs, and that is how you use Crunchbase to build and prioritize a target list of accounts. Thanks.